It's Thursday, the 24th of November 2016. Good morning and welcome to today's United Kingdom Talk. And we need to offer congratulations tonight, boys and girls. Congratulations to Ray Reynolds and Peter from a radio station in Essex and their team, Victoria Sponge as well. And who was the other guy? Nick, I think it was, for winning at the quiz last night. Ray Reynolds' team won at the quiz. Congratulations and celebrations. I want the world to know they're happy as can be. Yes, indeed, out of a team of... We started with 6 teams. We lost one team. They were German. I don't think they understood what was going on, to be honest. But it doesn't matter. They had a go and they had a nice time. That's what's important. Or was it 9 o'clock already? 9 o'clock in the morning. Look how quick I am this morning. Eh? Yes, and no nasty noise sounds. I've got my microphone plugged in. I can sniff and cough as much as I want and you can't hear it. How wonderful. But congratulations. And they won by quite a lot, actually. I think they got 44 points. That's out of 50. And I think the next one, was it 44? And I think the next closest one was 41, I think. So congratulations to Ray Reynolds. And they've played a few times now. It's nice when people come along to the quiz night and they keep coming in and then eventually they win. I like that. I like that. So if you want to join us for the quiz, it's at the King's Head Theatre Bar every Wednesday night, starting at 8:30 and finishing at 10:30, okay? As always, good idea to ring ahead and book a table, perhaps on the Tuesday, but it's on Wednesday night, okay? The traffic is really bad at the moment. All the jobs that I've got going across London are now taking me nearly 2 hours to get to work. Last night was the longest ever journey I've experienced to get to the to Islington, where the bar is. 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Not much better on the way home. 1.5 hours. So yesterday I spent 3 hours and 3 hours and 35 minutes in the car to do a job for 2 hours. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. And this will be now all the way up to Christmas. I know it will. I'm going to have this right the way through to Christmas. And then, directly after Christmas, you get like a two-week window in where it's not bad. I'm not saying it's good, but the time reduces to get into work. And then 2 weeks, and then after that, it kind of returns to its normal hideousness. But I'm looking forward to that 2-year gap. I did say to you I got offered a job in Camden Town, and I don't think I'm going to take it. You know, I was talking to Ronnie about this, my mate, about all this business, and he says, "You don't need to work all the time, do you?" He said, "Why are you doing it?" He said, "Take some time out," and I think I'm going to leave it empty. And I've said this before, and then a job comes along, I think, "Oh, I might like to do that," you know, but I don't know. I think it's time to start slowing down a bit, don't you? Time for the old boy to start slowing down and trying to find perhaps something else to do. I mean, obviously I do this, and I go swimming, and I do my jobs. But apart from that, what else do I actually do? Well, nothing really. I can't kind of relax watching the television. And often, if I'm not working, I'm you know, scrumming around trying to find something to do. But then occasionally I go out somewhere, you know, maybe to the cinema and the theatre or something like that. Yes, I think I think perhaps as jobs finish now, I won't replace them, kind of like that. What that would be like a soft retirement, wouldn't it? Like a soft Brexit, a soft retirement. I'm not keen on soft myself. I much prefer much harder. Now listen, do not be tempted by Black Friday tomorrow. Don't let the shops pull you in, dear. Oh my God, if I haven't had hundreds and hundreds of Black Friday emails in the last week or so, it's doing my head in. Buy this, buy that. Listen, don't be fooled, okay? Don't be torn into this. I want you to sit there for a moment, okay? Do you actually want to buy anything tomorrow? Is there something in your mind that you think you need to buy tomorrow? I bet there isn't. Looking at that telly in the corner. Is there anything wrong with that telly? Eh? That table and chairs, perhaps? The settee? Do you actually really believe you're getting a fantastic deal? Don't do it. Ignore all the Black Friday stuff, because let me tell you, if you go into the shop, oh, that's cheap. Oh, I don't really need one, but it's so cheap, I must buy that. No. I'll save you a fortune. Don't do it. I'm not going to do it. If you want to go shopping, go somewhere like John Lewis. I don't think they have a Black Friday sale. It's all nice and calm. It's ridiculous. I was listening to this bloke on the radio, and he said, you remember when you used to see the news programmes the last couple of years? Actually, I think it was the year before last. Do you remember when it had pictures of people, I think in Asda, and they were fighting over these Polaroid televisions? Which were, I think, £190. The bloke said on the radio, he said, well, I saw them elsewhere the week before for 180. And he said, depending on what you like in a telly, he said, I wouldn't even recommend them. They weren't all that. You know, obviously, because they're never going to put stuff on there that sells, are they? Think about it. I mean, personally, at this moment in time, I would like to purchase an armchair for my living room. I've got a lovely settee, an L-shaped settee, but after a while, I just don't feel comfortable on it. And it's nice, it's soft, but the back isn't very high, you know? And I would like an armchair, you know, one of those where you push a button and the legs come up and you recline. My sister's got one of those. Very comfortable, dear. I can get on there. Sometimes one of her dogs tries to get on as well, but of course I can't touch them because all my skin comes up in rashes and all that. So I would like an armchair at the moment. But that's not going to be in the sale. I guarantee that's not going to be in the sale. There can't be anything that you so desperately want. You've got to take a day off work and go to these shops and look for Black Friday deals. So I wouldn't bother. Don't bother. And let's just buy things as normal. If there's something that you wanted, then check out the price and see if it is an issue. Check today the price, okay? And then have another look tomorrow. And if it hasn't come down, I wouldn't bother. All right? Please don't be called into that Black Friday business. I've been noticing, that stupid cat of mine. When I came in from holiday, when was that last Friday, when I got back from holiday last Friday, I picked up the cat and I noticed she had 2 little white marks on her nose. And I said to my mate, I said, look at that, what's those white marks on? He said, let's have a look. He said it's a scab. I said, well, why the white mark? I mean, they were white, like paper, white paper. Anyway, I picked her up and kind of trying to rub them off. She didn't like that. Trying to rub off these, and they wouldn't come off. Anyway, we thought no more about it. Oh, well, she must have got it from somewhere. Maybe she had a fight or something. But she doesn't go out. Cat doesn't go out anymore. So he went home. And a little bit later on, I had to go into the kitchen. I went to the kitchen. The central heating was on, which is unusual in this house, to be honest. I don't like to hear that meter spinning around. I really don't. And the cat is sitting on a little footstool next to the radiator. And I noticed she was facing the radiator, almost with her nose touching it. And immediately I realised what had happened. I said, oh, Katie, come away from it. Because it's red hot, this blooming radiator. Come away from there. She's literally like... Oh, you just saw my bald spot, didn't you? Her nose is touching the radiator like this is. Her nose like this, right on the radiator. So I moved the footstool out a little bit so she couldn't get so close. And I looked on the radiator and there were 2 little black dots roughly in the same place as the white dots on her nose. So it was clearly radiator paint that the silly cow had burnt onto her nose. And I wiped the radiator and it just dropped off straight away. Bit of cat nose on the radiator. Oh, poor old soul. So I've had to now turn the radiators down in the kitchen, because there's 2. It's like a utility room and a kitchen, and move the footstool away as well. And I think they should be all right then. Poor soul. She don't know what's going on half the time. She spends ages looking at the kitchen wall. Hours sometimes. Hours looking at the kitchen wall. Oh, bless. Poor old soul. She's 18 years old. I think she must be coming up to 19 now. I reckon she's 19 now, actually. Poor Katie. But we do our best for our little pets, no matter how old we get, don't we? Yes, indeed. How old they get. Has anyone been watching Humans? That excellent programme about robots that actually look and act like humans, except the eyes. I quite like the eyes on humans. Have you watched it? Their eyes move before the head turns like this. Can you do that? I like that. And I love the colour of their eyes. Beautiful green eyes like this. And it's very interesting because a couple of people in there are now or have relationships with the actual robots. Because I mean, you can tell they're robots, but they're trying. I think the robots are trying to give themselves consciousness or something like. I'm not quite sure of the story. See, the trouble is, I don't watch a whole I'm watching the program in bits while on my mobile phone at the same time, just checking whether someone was desperate enough to send me a message or two. Do you think you could have a relationship with a robot like that? If they were almost human, like they looked exactly the same, they acted almost the same, do you think you could have a relationship with a robot? Is that an interesting thought? I don't know if I could. I mean, but there's two people in it that are having relationships with their robots, and it looks quite, it's a nice relationship. The robot actually appears to care for the person. And the person appears to care for the robot. Could you? Interesting question, eh? Put a little message underneath this video and let me know if you could or not. If the robot was almost like a human, do you think you could have a relationship with a robot? Obviously not a robot like we have now. I mean, let me think. I don't know. What robots have we got now? Well, we haven't got robots now, have we? Well, I mean, you could class one of those automatic vacuum cleaners as a robot. Have you seen those? Little square things. They're about 300 quid, I think they are. Is it Dyson who makes one of those? Robo Clean or something like that. And you switch it on, put it on the carpet, and it starts going around and cleaning everything. You haven't got to push anything. It goes, and it bumps into the wall and then goes along the wall and then comes out and all that business. There's also a robotic garden lawnmower cutter thing, whatever it is. Lawnmower. There's a robotic lawnmower. Oh yes, again, it's like a flat thing, and you put it on the grass. I think the first time you use it, you have to map it out somehow. I don't know if that means you have to push it around perhaps once, and then after that, it follows that exact route and cuts the grass. Lazy, that's what it is. I'd like a massive garden. One of those where you've got to sit on a little tractor or something like that and go up and down. The cat would love that. My cat is not scared and has never been of, number one, hoovers. I can go right up to her with a hoover. It doesn't bother her in the slightest. She just sits there, opens an eye, and then closes it again. And lawnmowers. I physically have to pick her up and move her to another part of the lawn when I'm cutting the lawn. It's a good job I'm not hard of seeing, isn't it, eh? Oh dear, you could end up with chopped up cat inside your vacuum cleaner or lawnmower. Yes. Now here's some news. If you want a job, some stories here from the Daily Mail this morning. This is actually from a couple of days ago, this one. Gardener at Palace won't get London living wage. Look at this. The royal household is advertising for an experienced, qualified gardener. Now, I wonder, I don't think I could get that job. You've got to be a professional, I'm amateur, dear. Amateur gardener, amateur television host. Ronnie says I'm not a television host. He says, you're a piddly little YouTuber. Isn't that an awful thing to say to me, Chris Reardon, international celebrity, award-winning DJ? I've got one of my certificates here. Thank you. From QX magazine. Look at this. Excellence Award. Oh, don't see the 1995 bit there. Best Pub DJ. Look, 1995. Thank you very much. Yes. Award-winning, dear. Piddly little YouTube host. That's what he called me. Isn't that outrageous? Here I am in my television studio. Anyway, The qualified gardener will be paid £17,000 a year, which works out at £8.72. Right? So they're moaning here. It says, hard-pressed taxpayers have been told they must foot the £369 million bill for repairs to Buckingham Palace. Well, of course we must, dear. Do you want the Queen or don't you? She needs to remain there, dear. Yes, of course we do. I don't mind my tax going up to pay for the Queen's Buckingham Palace. Absolutely, as long as she invites me round for tea. I still sit here and wait for my invitation to the Queen's garden party every year. I must be getting lost in the post. I don't know why I'm not getting one. And with all these massive stars dying this year, Terry Wogan, Ronnie Corbett, all those, you know, there must be now a few gaps. She must have a few tickets left over to invite me to one of her garden parties. She must have some left over now. Oh, you can't believe that she's going to start giving them to people like that in Towie and that sort of thing, are they? Oh, my Lord. Can you imagine that? What's his name? That alpha male. Mark, isn't it? All right, Your Majesty, how's it going? Oh, no, dear. No. Katie Price will be there as well, won't she? Oh, hello, you ma'am. Oh, God. No, I want to go to one of the Queen's garden parties. I'm even willing to take a night off work to go. Yes. Anyway, the Queen is keeping a tight hold on the purse strings when it comes to her own outgoings. The royal household is advertising for an experienced, qualified gardener who will be paid £17,000 a week, which works out at £8.72 an hour for a standard 37.5-hour week. Right, yeah. So what's the problem with that? That's a reasonable wage. But. However, the successful applicant will in fact be paid less than £17,000 because they will be obliged to live in. Live in! The cost of which will be docked from their salary. But, I mean, it can't be that much, can it? Thought the undocked salary is £1.52 an hour more than the government's statutory living wage. Well, it doesn't matter. 17 grand a year. Let's take off a couple of grand for rent. It can't be any more than that. But it doesn't matter. Why? Because you'd be living in Buckingham Palace. Wow. Just imagine if I went for that job. Chief gardener at Buckingham Palace. Forget the money. You are living at Buckingham Palace, dear. Can you just imagine me doing my show from the lawn? And behind me you would have Buckingham Palace, and now and again the Queen would walk past behind me with her shopping bags. I would... Oh, how fantastic. I think I should apply for that job. What shall I put in the thing? Oh, they don't want one of those silly old CVs, do they? Can't I just go and meet her and have the interview? I'm sure I could win her over. I really do. I reckon I drink the same sort of tea as her as well. English breakfast tea only, thank you. None of that nasty Earl Grey stuff or that pretend tea. You know the pretend tea. Infused raspberry. Orange and lemon. It's not tea, is it, dear? It's not. I think I should go for that job and then I could have Buckingham Palace. And, you know, I mean, it's a big place. You wouldn't get the same picture behind you all the time. I could do little areas. One day, you know, there's the Buckingham Palace, that part of it, and then the gardens there, and then perhaps there'll be a pond or something. Now and again, if I'm very excited, I could just walk out the door and go and do my show in Hyde Park with all the tourists. American tourists. Happy Thanksgiving Day to our American friends today, incidentally, boys and girls. Is there a song? I remember the Barry Manilow one. You know what? I think he's done it 3 times now, hasn't he? Barry Manilow, where he goes to the White... Is it the White House? Is that where it's done? And they have this big Thanksgiving party and he sings... Da, 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 da. I sing that one at karaoke. Yes, I might do that one on Monday. Ring bells, they... Oh, is it... What, let me listen if I can just play you a little clip of it, dear. I don't like to play clips of music because sometimes the... I don't know how it works. Hang on. Hello. Is it ring? Let freedom ring. That's it. Let freedom ring. Lovely song, dear. Here it is. Let's just play you a little snatch of that, boys and girls. Oh, there's a blooming advert now. What's this advert for? Netflix. I haven't got Netflix. Have you got Netflix? It's very good, apparently. Yeah. let's just play you a little bit at the end here. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, I love that. I'm going to watch that after I finish chatting to you today. Have a look at it on YouTube. Barry Manilow, Let Freedom Ring. Okay, so that's the garden at the Buckingham Palace story there. How are we doing? Oh, I better go. 20 minutes. We've done 20 minutes today. Let's do... Oh, first of all, a couple of comments from yesterday's show. Simon says, very bad people skills, Chris, at Sainsbury's. If I was the boss of that store and I saw it happen, I would sack them on the spot. Well, they have no skills anymore, do they? A lot of people... Notice. Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, here we go. I wore this shirt again last night. It's lovely, isn't it? This shirt is... I might get another colour. Yes. We're talking about Sainsbury's and the bad customer service in there. I'm on a sneeze again. I'm trying not to. Simon also says, please send me a badge, Mr. Chop Chop. I'm one of the people that watches the whole show. I know there's... I think you might be the only one, Simon. Ray Reynolds, last night, I questioned him about the show, and he was a little bit coy, and he said, oh, I haven't got to the end of the show yet. I don't reckon he watches it all. I think you're the only person that watches the show to the end, Simon Keane, because no one else. So what we have to do, we are going to have to do that. We're going to have to get little prizes for people who watch the whole show. I don't know, badge, T-shirt, something like that. We'll think of a logo. I watch the whole show, and then the United Kingdom Talk logo. I'll ask my sister, because she does T-shirts. My sister, I think she's a bit expensive, to be honest. I think she's a bit expensive. I don't know. I'll have to check the prices. What I'll do is check other prices, and then I'll ask her how much she'd charge me. Do you think T-shirts or mugs? T-shirts or mugs or badges? What do you fancy? Anyone? Okay, if anyone's got to this point in the show, if I was to give a prize, you can have, what would you like? A T-shirt, a mug, a badge, or there was something else. What's the other thing now? A pen. Or a pen. What do you fancy? Let us know. Little message under here, okay? If you don't put a message under here, I will know that you don't watch the whole show, okay? Simon also says, no more Red Bull for me after your story yesterday. It's terrible news. I can't have Guinness and Red Bull no more. Just Guinness. Yeah, Guinness is supposed to be good for you, isn't it? I don't know why. Perhaps I'll look that up one day and tell you. Birthday time, boys and girls. Happy birthday. 27. Oh, come on, dear. Baga Chipz, MBE. Drag queen extraordinaire. Wonderful, wonderful artiste and a nice person as well. Bag of Tips today is, she says she's 27 today. Is that right, dear? Well, you must be putting that makeup on very badly, my love. You look so much older than that. Happy birthday, Bag of Chips. Happy birthday today to Geoffrey Dorsett, Michael Hadfield, Kennington. Now, Kieran, you seem to have 2 profiles. Is that right? What is this people with? Lots of people with 2 profiles. Very strange. Happy birthday, Kieran. Lovely to see you, darling, all right? And happy birthday to Sandeep Lohia. Happy birthday to you all, gang. Here comes the song. Oh, there we are. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Bag of Chips, Geoffrey, Michael, Kieran and Sandeep. Happy birthday to you. If there's not too many birthdays, I can get your names just about in. Well, that's it today, boys and girls. I'm going to go swimming now after I watch Barry Manilow again. With, what's it again? Let Freedom Ring. Look it up on YouTube. It's lovely. Barry Manilow, Let Freedom Ring. I'll watch that. Go swimming. And then I've got dinner with Auntie Brenda today. So we'll see if she wants to do a little video for tomorrow. Dinner with Auntie Brenda because it was her birthday last week and I forgot. Oh, I was on holiday and I didn't have my calendar with me. But yes, it was Auntie Brenda's birthday last week. So I'm going to take her out for a little dinner to the Toby Carvery. I can't remember which one we're going to, but she's up in Hemel Hempstead, so one around there somewhere. Apart from that, have a lovely Thursday and we'll have a chat soon.